Richard was driving when he sent his girlfriend a text message on his cell phone.
You just look down, text, look up, drive, down, text, and it's not hard to do. I mean, so everybody does it.
At least he didn't think it was hard until his car slammed into a cement truck. The car was crushed. He was pinned under the compressed metal.
So it crushed my pelvis and hip, and my knee, I tore 2 ligaments and chipped a piece of my kneecap off.
His femur had been taken out of socket, and that he had crushed his hip and pelvis and done some damage to his knee, and they were real concerned about his foot and that he didn't have any circulation getting into it because of the cuts on his leg.
Ryan Duffner had just turned 2, and his mom Lisa was taking him out for an afternoon walk.
The smile was ear to ear. I thought he was just such a big boy.
A moment later, Ryan and Lisa were hit by a car. The driver, 16 years old, was talking on her cell phone.
I was in a coma for 3 days, and when I came out of my coma, my husband came and told me that Ryan wasn't going to make it. No one ever let me hold my baby. That was my biggest regret. I could hear them talking around me, and no one let me. That's something, not to say goodbye to my own baby. That was hard. They sat him on the floor and I held his hand. I said, I wish it was me.
Some of us think using cell phones while driving is easy.
I talk on my cell phone all the time when I'm driving, but I don't consider it a big deal because, you just gotta watch for the roads.
Sounds logical, but the numbers don't lie. According to a recent study, the odds of having a crash are 4 times greater when the driver uses a cell phone. Whether you realize it or not, reduces your reaction time. In fact, the researchers figured out that using a cell phone makes your reaction time as slow as a 70-year-old driver. Does it really take a crash or a tragedy to remind us of what's important?
My doctor told me by the time I'm 50, I'll probably have to have a hip replacement. So I guess I have that to look forward to when I get older. So, and then my knee's probably gonna give me problems when I'm older because it's all messed up. Still have a torn ligament in it. I gotta get it fixed next summer.
It's going to limit him on, what he can do. He won't be a rugby player on an intramural team in college or something like that, where before he probably, because of his daringness and physical ability, he probably would have done something like that. In college, that's kind of out.
If I can get that across to anybody, it would be wonderful. I mean, my biggest thing is just pull over to make your phone call. And it's not worth, you're so self-important that you endanger everybody else's lives.
For more than 70% of teens killed in crashes, the cause was driver error. One of the biggest distractions, other people. Sometimes it's another driver on the road that makes you mad.
Why don't you learn how to drive, man?
Sometimes you just want to yank somebody out of their window and just beat the crap out of them for being so stupid.
Driving when you're mad can mean driving more aggressively, more dangerously. But an even bigger risk is having friends along for the ride.
We turn up the music, start acting real crazy. It's like not paying attention to the road.
When guys are with you, you be a little bit more adventurous just because that's what we do. You challenge your boys or whatever.
Yeah, I've seen folks just turn halfway around, halfway taking their hands off the wheel just to turn around and talk.
In fact, according to researchers at Johns Hopkins University, every extra friend in a car with a teen driver increases the chance of a fatal crash. 3, and you're 3 times more likely to die. 17-year-old Jason Brady was killed when the guy he was riding with took this turn too fast. Their car flipped over.
He was in a car with his friend and he didn't say no when he should have.
17-year-old April Boudreau was riding in a car with 4 other girls when the driver lost control.
They were doing between 70 to 80 miles an hour when they reached the curve. And she wasn't ready to take the curve. So she panicked. And she snatched the steering wheel to the right and slammed on the brakes.
April was pronounced dead at the hospital.
Masha was riding with 4 other friends when their car lost control and went off the road.
We kind of went through the driveway into the grass, into the wooded area. And when we hit the driveway, I was like, okay, we're on the driveway. you know? That was like the thought that flashed into my mind. Then we like crashed into the tree, and I closed my eyes during the impact, and I opened my eyes, and I was just like, for that 1 second before I realized what was wrong with me, I was just like, oh, okay, it's just a little crash, we're all okay.
Masha wasn't okay. Paralyzed from the waist down, doctor says she'll probably never walk again.
When I sleep, I have dreams, and in my dreams, I'm not in a wheelchair, I'm walking. And it's so real that sometimes when I wake up in the morning, I think I'm walking. You know, not that I think I'm walking, but I think I can. I think I can feel, I think I can move, I think I can walk. And then like those 2 seconds, you know, when I wake up and when I realize like where I am and what's going on, you know, and then I'm like, oh, I can't. And that's what I start off my day with. It's like, no, I can't.
Still, compared to her friend, Armando Flores, she was lucky.
So when I opened my eyes after we hit the tree, and I was like kind of looking around in the car to see what was going on, Armando was like way underneath the front, way underneath the front of the seat.
Armando was completely paralyzed. He can hear everything and think clearly, but is unable to talk, walk, eat, drink, do anything by himself. With a huge amount of effort, he's able to slightly move his finger and uses that for the word yes when his grandmother asks him a question.
Did something happen that day? Yes. Did it change your life? Yes.